Guys, so welcome to Bubbles IGTV video. So today I'm going to be answering few frequently asked questions about pet health, hygiene and etc. So let's get into the video. Most commonly asked question is how to control or stop your pet's hair fall. Guys, there is no such thing as stopping your pet's hair fall completely, but there are certain ways to reduce your pet hair fall to some extent. So here are the few things that I do. So basically I use Hugs and Wax Deshedding shampoo. So this shampoo helps to some extent. It controls Bubbles hair fall. The next thing is you have to be conscious in their food. You should never feed them human food. It will start like we'll feed them little bit, but it will be a habit and they'll be keep on asking you every time when you eat. So stop avoiding human foods to their pet, because the hard food will be salty, spicy, sugary, etc. That will also lead to hair fall. Brush your pet's hair frequently, like at least 2 times a day, or at least try to brush their hair at least once a day, because all the loose hairs will come out eventually, and it will control the amount of shedding to some extent. Guys, also pets hair fall are seasonal. They'll shed at the beginning of summer or beginning of winter, something like that. But here is the one common complaint that every pet parent will have. When your pet is around 6 to 8 months, during that transition, they'll have so much of hair fall. Even Bubbles had this problem when we was around 7 months or something. So I took him to the hospital and did all the blah 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 stuff. But here that is the most common thing. You don't have to be worried about anything when your pet sheds so much around 7 to 8 months. All their baby hairs will fall out, and their adult hair will come when they are around 6 to 8 months. So that is so natural. So you don't have to be afraid of anything. Most commonly asked question again is about food. You guys watch my story. I prefer only homemade foods. I don't go for kibbles or something. But during the puppy stage, at least for 6 months, you guys have to definitely go for some kibbles, because only kibbles has some nutrient value exactly. They'll meet the diet, and also only feeding them kibbles will you'll get the expected growth or something for that puppy stage. Homemade food is not going to do that. But after 6 months, you can completely shift to homemade foods, which are completely fine. For kibbles, I'll suggest Bruno Wilds and Essentials, or Arden and Grande, or Origin, or Farmina Entity. So these are the 4 brands that I suggest for commercial foods. So for homemade foods, go for chicken, duck, mutton. If you're okay with beef, you go for beef. You go for fish, which is so good for their skin. You go for duck, you go for rabbit, you go for anything. Make sure that is make sure that your pet is completely fine. He is not allergic to certain foods or something. You can give them egg every day. But the most important thing is make them eat vegetables. Vegetables are most important thing for your pet's diet. Okay, so here are the few vegetables that I used to feed Bubble. I used to feed carrot, potatoes, sweet potatoes, pumpkins, beans, beetroot. I even used to give him bottle gourd and something. You can also go for strawberries, blueberries, bananas in fruits. Okay, there is you can find in internet or anything about what foods are good and what foods are not. So I used to feed Bubbles twice a day. I used to feed him morning and night. I usually follow this kind of diet. Chicken, any combination of any 2 vegetables, egg with some rice. You can also add coconut oil, ghee. It's so good for their skin, but don't go for so much of oil or something. Just a 1 teaspoon oil will definitely not hurt, and it's actually really good for their skin. So if your puppy is around 8 months or something, less than 8 months, feed them 3 times a day. Other than that, 2 times a day is completely fine. Okay, so the next most commonly asked question is about his bath, his shampoo, how we are controlling it. So here, this is going to be really long. So here are the 2 shampoos that I use. Okay, I have tried like so many shampoos, even so branded shampoos that cost around 1,500 or something, but Bubbles is allergic to every other shampoo except these two. Bubbles' skin is extremely sensitive. Even if he roll on a little of dirt, he used to get rashes all over his skin. Only Hugs and Wax decontrol shampoo, shed control. Only Hugs and Wax shed control shampoo, and for ticks we use a shampoo called Tick Free. Only these two shampoos are okay for his skin. We used to bath Bubbles, weekly once, because you guys know Bubbles used to sleep with us in bed with us. We are taking him for long walks for at least 1.5 hours a day. There are so, definitely dogs will stink. That is so common thing. So, since he's using our own bed, our sofa, etc., he's sleeping with us. We used to bath weekly once. I think weekly once is completely fine. But, don't go for, bathing twice a week or thrice. But I guess, weekly once is completely fine. The most thing is definitely, ticks. We can't do anything. Dogs will definitely have ticks, just like, we are having lice, right? So here are the few cares we can do. You can go for, tick shampoos. You have to apply them, leave it in the body for 15 minutes or something, and you can wash them. But I guess, I tried everything. They were not effective. So here are the few things that I tried which was quite effective. So I used a tablet recently called Bravacto, which was 2,000 bucks. But they told me that definitely for 3 or 4 months you'll never get ticks. Yeah, but that was really true. Now I recently I gave Bubbles Bravacto tablet. That is a single tablet. I gave him around 2 months back. Until after that he didn't have any ticks till today. So another solution is, there is a solution called RID, RIDD. Okay, there is a solution called RID. So you have to take 1 liter of water, pour 2 ml of RID solution in it. You have to dilute it and you have to apply it over your pet. So this is another one effective solution. But these either Bravacto or RID should not be applied to small puppies, like they are small puppies till 6 months or something. I don't go for don't apply for puppies until they turn around 8 months. So until 8 months you can go for tick shampoos. There is an oil called lemongrass oil, which the smell is kind of so strong, so that that will help to some extent. But here is the one thing you have to do. You have to hand pick the lace. There is no other way. You definitely have to hand pick the lace, just like Ammas used to do for us. Adhe mari you have to. So guys, use RID or Bravacto in case if your pet is having so much of ticks. You just can't control anything. But if there are ticks that are to some extent manageable level, you can do something by yourself. You can hand pick the ticks. You can use tick shampoos, something like that. But don't go for either Bravacto or RID until or otherwise they are having so much problem. So guys, the next thing is it necessary to train your dog, or how to train your dog? For training your dog, you can watch many YouTube videos. The one thing you need is really patience. Other than that, everything is fine. For training your dog obedience, here is the most simple trick. You guys don't have to do anything. This is the one thing that we did, that I'm really proud of myself, because we never used to tie Bubbles. Okay, he used to be with us 24/7. We used to interact with him every day. We used to speak with him like we are speaking to some child or something. Even when Amma cooks, she used to call Bubble inside the kitchen, and she used to talk with him throughout the cooking. So Bubbles understand each and everything that we say. If he tells don't do anything, don't do that, that is bad, he'll just drop that and he'll go and he understands human emotions so well. Try to talk with your dog every day, so that they learn everything. You just don't have to sit and teach everything to your dog. If you're having that real connection, that emotional connection with your dog, they learn things automatically. Then for biting issues is so common. Until 6 months old, your puppies are definitely going to bite you. There is nothing, you can't do anything. Don't try not to wear some good dresses. Okay, they're definitely going to tear your dresses no matter what. But after 6 months or something, definitely they are going to stop biting you. So there is no, you guys don't have to be afraid of anything. taking your dogs for walk is really healthy. It will control of them becoming obese. If you're, every dogs will have sexual feelings, okay? You can't do anything about that. That can be reduced if you take your dog for walk, okay? Because all the energy will be drained, because they'll not have enough energy to have the sexual tension or sexual feeling. So taking your dog for walk is the only way to help them behave themselves. So don't tie up your dog. Talk with them every day. Try taking them for walk at least 1 hour a day. That is really healthy for them as well as for their legs, for their health, everything. So guys, here are the few questions that you asked me, but I chose the most important thing. There are so many other questions, I'll try to answer in the upcoming weeks or something. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I know this video is completely boring. I know this video doesn't have anything, but I think this video will at least help few of you, like at least 10 to 15 members of you, because I'm getting lots of DMs, how to take care of my hair, what shampoo to use, what this and that. I'm studying, and it's not possible for me to sit and reply to each and every one of your texts. So at least I can put this video and help you to some extent. Anyway, I know this video is boring, but if you made it throughout the end, thank you so much, guys. Bye. I'm sorry for not showing Bubbles. He's probably downstairs, watching in your story. Bye.